Imagine this. You've got 4 children. You're working hard to build your own business. You meet the man of your dreams. Not in my case. Well, at least you think you do. And then one day you click on a YouTube video and you find that your new husband is actually one of the biggest crypto scammers in America. That's the reality for Ashley McCullah, the owner of the Betty Hair Studio, who just married Stephen McCullah, the same man behind the long list of failed schemes, Apollo, blockchain, Knox Wire, and GRAPE. Yes, he couldn't get grape.com, so he's got GRAP3.com. Each follows the same familiar hype, promises of world-changing technology, manipulated supplies, and the inevitable collapse. We've built a database of victims who are still hoping to recover their lost funds to these pump and dump opportunities Stephen has been pushing out for years. So here's the dilemma. What do you do if you suddenly realize the person you've married, the person you trust with your family's future, is a scammer running multi-million-dollar crypto frauds? That's my introduction. Now, this is one that I've had in a few debates with. Oh, you can't go after the wife. And I'm thinking to myself, what is out of bounds when chasing down people who have stolen, committed fraud? Where is it off the table? Can I not go after his new bride who may be getting funding for her business from a scam money? Where's the line? Well, I'd love to hear from you. And I personally think that you cannot marry a scammer and pretend that you're not part of it. Now, I don't know Ashley at all, and to be honest, I have been reaching out to her. And of course, as always, I like to ring the victims and see whether they will answer the phone call. So let's just get straight into it with a phone call. So I know she's watching, and we'll have a listen. I'll do a FaceTime and see whether she does a FaceTime with me, because she just happens to got iMessage. So I'm ringing her right now. You might be able to hear that. See if she answers. She hit declined. So I'm going to do it one more time, but this time we're going to do it a bit more, not so much in your face. We're just going to ring her. Let's have a listen. Phone's ringing. It's not happening. Come on, Ashley, talk to us. Tell us about what saw the sparkle in your eye about Stephen. What made him get down on that one knee?
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
G'day, Ashley. We were hoping that you would be a big girl and speak to us on air. So we're ringing you. You'll see this in the video. If you go to the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger, I tracked down some of the biggest scammers in the world, including Stephen, your new husband, and we'd like to talk to you. And we want to see if we can help you, save you from being implicated in one of the biggest scams that's going on in America at the moment. Give us a ring. Always happy to chat. That's Danny the Heck. See you guys. There we go. Nice. So who is Ashley? Well, she's probably just a single mum who met a guy, probably on, what do they call that thing? Tinder. Now, this is really funny because I don't know if you remember, I'll probably have to bring it up now, but we did a video just a few days ago. Oh, actually, I think I've got it on my blog. So let's go to my blog. We did a video a wee while ago, and g'day to the Avengers in the chat room. If you come down here, you'll see I did this is very, I must have these in my ear a bit hard today. I'm just readjusting a few things on the old audio. But we did this video here on Stephen McCullah, and I always get his name wrong. Did I start right then? I think I might have. Stephen McCullah. And I found him over here, which I'll just over here. We found that he had started doing what he calls AMAs. And this is what he did for Luna One and Apollo. And he keeps getting in front of this microphone and just talking a whole bunch of lies about what he's doing. And it's quite breathtaking. But after I did the video and the blog the other day, I've had a few people reach out to me going, oh, I'm so pleased you're going after him again, because literally I've got 42 people, which might not sound like a lot, but actually in my world, that is a lot of people that actually want to testify against this guy in the courtroom. And to be honest, we didn't know where he lived. We had an idea he was in Missouri, and now I can only assume he lives with his wife. And now we have the address of the salon. We have actually got quite a few government email addresses at the moment because of the big, how do I say, investigation that we're doing with Goliath Ventures Inc. But we don't, I do actually have people in Missouri who can actually verify this information. So I'm hoping that Ashley isn't packing up her salon at the moment and running and leaving the town, because I actually thought he may have even been in South Africa there for a while, because that's where all the money was, wasn't it, Steve? He was mining for gold. Everything he was doing was gold backed, and he had claims for mines, and $1 trillion worth of gold was still in the ground. So this is Stephen's personal Stephen Mac. I don't know why he's calling himself Mac, but anyway, that's what he's calling himself. And this is where he's been doing these MAMs. And these, so he's got the first one, and this is 2.1 GRP update. Why buy GRP and AMA3 and AMA4? And then he switched YouTube channels, and now he's over here, and we carry on. And we've got AMA5, AMA6, Roadmap 2025. Do you know why he's doing the Roadmap 2025? Because I did this video, which we'll switch back to over here, and we showed people how stupid the website was. So first of all, the website, his website is WordPress. Brilliant for a company that's going to go to the moon. I think it was WordPress. Was that? I might have got this mixed up. I better have a look now. So if you go WP-, let's have a look and see what he's built it on. Mine's on WordPress, but I'm not running. It's WordPress. So it's just a WordPress website. Let's design a website and let's see if we can get some money in, eh, hun? Anyway, you go down here and there's a place here, which I might not be able to find it in a hurry. Oh, yeah, the roadmap. And when I went to the roadmap the other day, it had an error saying that his secure certificate was expired. But this was the roadmap. Yep, that's it. HTML page. So it just got better and better. And then we did find the original roadmap where they actually had a PDF. So I think I actually put that in my blog here somewhere. Is it there? Let's have a look. Oh no, that was the court case where he lost. And if you don't know Stephen, he was trying to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.85 million. And on the day when the High Court judge was sitting there, an hour and a half before the High Court judge opened the file, they decided it would be a good idea to put a discontinuance in there. It was a bluff. So since then, we haven't seen Stephen for 2 years. And just about 15 days ago, he popped up, started doing all these stupid AMA things, trying to revive a Ponzi scheme that we already knew about 2 years ago. So it's incredible stuff. But anyway, some people go, why are you covering him again? I said, I'll cover everybody. And it gives my people who have just started following my YouTube channel a little bit more different content than what we've been doing lately, which is, now I'm looking for a button that says subscribe. Here it is. See, this is what you need to do. You click on that subscribe, hit that bell, and every time I go live, you'll get notified. It's not rocket science, it's the heck science. And then if you do subscribe, most people don't clean their window screens or their computer screens very often. So this one here is just for you. This is Sadie. She has not been paid to do this. She does this out of her free will. She's an individual. She's a lovely lady, and she's a window cleaner. And she comes and cleans my window screens for me, which is really, really nice. So I just wanted to make that clear, just in case you think I'm into doing some other trafficking that some of these people that we've been busting lately seem to be doing. You know what I'm saying, don't you guys? Nearly cold coffee, never the best. Anyway, so here we go. We've got this whole blog here, and now for Ashley, if you want to know what your husband's or your hubby's been doing, we've got it all documented. I've given Ashley the playlist, which is probably quite overwhelming. But if you don't know anything about your husband, now I'll just have to tell you how I found out about your husband. Somebody messaged me and they said, oh, Steve got remarried on the 3rd. Oh, I've got the video here. I have actually got the video. Should we play that first? Maybe we should play that video first. Let's see if I can find the video. I might be able just to hoot it into this window. I'll just see if I can without it being complicated. There we go. Be my baby. There's the cake. There's the non-alcoholic drinks because Stephen had to stop drinking. Oh, and I must say something really funny, and it's sort of bad because when I started my last video, that's why I started talking about it. I said that Stephen's probably broke ass, he's probably divorced, and he's probably single, and he's probably trying to get visitation rights for his children. Well, I think I was on the money. I think I was right on the dime with that one. However, I didn't allow for remarriage and a lady who's got 4 children who are now vulnerable to living with a guy that's a compulsive liar. So this is the menu, the dinner menu. So what did they have on their dinner menu? The dinner menu, seafood. Of course you did. Lasagna, perhaps? Chicken parmesan. Oh, it looks like a lovely menu. That looked like a beautiful day. So let's carry on. And there we go. There he is. Look, last time I did this was on a cruise ship, and they had literally about 3 times more glasses than that. There's Stephen pouring the champagne, found himself a beautiful bride. You're a lovely lady, Ashley. I'm just so disheartened for you that you've actually managed to marry a guy that's got a lot more chubby in the cheeks since I've last seen him, and you've married this guy thinking he's a nice person. It's gutting, to be honest, that he can actually have a chance to even breed with anybody else. So then we've got that, and then we've got around the bonfire stuff. So if you know people in this photos, because there's a couple of people that we used to deal with, and I'm just wondering if this guy in the beard, do we know him? I'm going to zoom up on him. So these people here are obviously friends. Now, we believe they might be also caught up. We don't know whether they're your friends, actually, because you won't talk to us. You just keep hanging up. Or if they're Stephen's friends. If they're Stephen's friends and you've been hanging around those loops of people, you'll probably know who those people are in the photo. Anyway, so there you know everything. That's the last of the wee video. So we just keep that for the old... there they are. So that's the date of the lovely marriage. And look at that cake. Isn't it just beautiful? Isn't weddings wonderful? Right. Okay. So now we looked at that. So we actually what we will do is we'll go to videos and we'll actually just get that video and we'll put that on file. It's always good to have these on the file. I have a database of Stephen. Would you like to see what I have about Stephen, Ashley? Okay, so let's go to Americans. So these are all the Americans that I have databases on who are criminals, and that's my point of view. And this is Stephen here. And in here you can see videos of him giving away sports cars. Now, your lovely husband that you've now got used to give away well, let's have a listen. Let's see if it still works. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go into the court case. We'll go into the lawsuit. There it is there. There's one of my lawsuits. I've got another one coming up soon, potentially, but I haven't seen anything about that yet. So we come in here and we go down to the discovery. So when you go to court, you need to put in your service documents. So in here, this is some videos. This is Stephen being sworn into Congress by fake people because he was starting his own country. Here we go.
Andrew James McCullah.
I, Stephen Andrew James McCullah,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the United Allied States
the office of President of the United Allied States
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United Allied States.
the Constitution of the United Allied States.
So help me God.
Very serious. But as you can imagine here, and then we've got other people here who are voting him in. It was a big introduction, so I had to go through this. 7 minutes, probably about there. Let's see if we go.
Adjourned. I motion to proceed to consider the confirmation of the Executive President of the United Allied States. The final confirmation of Stephen McCullah to the office of the President of the United Allied States will now commence. Each congressman should speak their decision to confirm as only an aye or nay upon their roll call. Congressman Morello.
Aye.
Thank you. Congressman.
And if you watch this when I watch this, I've tracked this guy here. I think is it Daniel? He has reached out to me really nicely, asking me if I wouldn't mind removing his name off all the scam stuff because he didn't realize that it was all a scam when he was working with Stephen. He was only a paid employee. I get that all the time, but here he is with his Kojak.
Kuzat.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
A.
Aye.
It has been confirmed that
has
Stephen
been confirmed.
McCullah will act in the position of President of the United Allied States.
Boom. So there you go, Ashley. Did you realize that your husband is actually the President of the United Allied States? Isn't that incredible? And he was literally flying around looking for land to purchase so he can make it his own country. That's your man. That's your new husband. Don't worry. Here's another wee video that we found quite comical, which we'll share with you now. And I did give you access to this for 15 minutes, but I had to close it down. I just thought it was you. So this is Stephen in his offices with one of the guys that might have been in that barbecue photo we just showed. And this is where he's claiming he's going to give away sports cars to people that sign up and buy crypto off him.
Man, that was a really great meeting, Steve.
That was a good meeting, but we really need to start thinking about our next marketing campaign.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for quite a bit, and I think we should do something like a buyer's championship.
So the biggest buyers get the biggest prizes. I love that. So what if we did, on top of a buyer's championship, a referral championship? So the biggest referrers get big prizes. But what about the prizes?
Okay, I have an idea. Let's do a Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, I like that. So a cyber.
The only problem with that now, no one wants those Tesla Cybertrucks because of Elon Musk's mishaps.
Cybertruck would be amazing. But what about a supercar? What if we added a supercar?
A supercar? Man, what about 2 supercars?
2 supercars. What about 2 supercars?
So they gave away 2 supercars, $1 million worth of crypto and gold, of course, because he's got his own gold mine. And then what happened was really interesting was when they announced the winners, it was all kind of hidden. And no one won. The people that won didn't exist. I don't know how to put it any better. We actually were there when the draw happened and no one won the $1 million sports car and the $1 million worth of gold. It was just total bullshit. Lies to create pump and dump. So to create hype so people would buy the worthless token. Now, Ashley, if you're not familiar with what he actually claimed he was going to do, he hired the runway guys. And they did a 2 to 3 month campaign telling people that they were going to launch a token called Luna One. And it was going to conquer the world. And they said, if you participate in the pre-sale, you could buy these tokens for 15 cents each. Yes. And they're going to launch on market day, on the market. When they launch on market day, they were going to launch them at $25 each. So it was a no-brainer. You buy as many as you can. You do. And then when they launch, instantly, you're going to make $10 on every one you bought. But you know what happened? They launched them at $5. So that means everyone that invested $15 of all their hard-earned money, listening to the runway guys that drove away in 2 Ferraris after Stephen paid them, lost all their money. And they all reached out to me. And then I listened to people who had lost their money, people at the bottom of the cliff who lost all their money. They come to me and they say, can you please tell me our story? Because Stephen, your husband, has taken all our money. So I did. I got 3 of them on there. You know what he did? He paid those people off. Eventually, after we caused so much publicity, we fully exposed the company. Then he decided that he would do a lawsuit against me for $3.85 million. Yep, that's what he did. And then the people that were helping me, he decided to refund all their money. And then I don't know what happened, but they all turned against me. It was unbelievable. But we still have 42 people who had lost money. It added up to well over $1 million just with the 42 people that reached out to me. There was actually 11,000 people that invested in this opportunity who lost money, who are still angry today. And guess where they're going to come looking for their money? They all need a haircut. And I don't know if I showed you this, but I actually have been in your salon before. Here we go. There I am. And there's Stevie coming in going, oh my God, there's the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger in the salon getting a haircut from Ashley. And she did a bloody good job, I must say. It's a bloody good job. But really, if you want to go looking for your money, just go search for the Betty. Is it the Betty? Am I saying that right? The Betty. Oh my God! And there's Stephen. Oh, and if you haven't kept up with current events, I think if you go back to our documents here, Steve's wearing the same shirt because I noticed that. Isn't that clever that AI can create me? I'll go back to here so we get the full. See his shirt? Look at his shirt. Same shirt. Anyway, we haven't quite finished yet. Now, did Steve say to you, Ashley, my darling, I have only known you for a few months, but the sparkle in your eyes is attracting me something crazy. And your father was a thief. He stole the stars from the skies and he put them in your eyes. In New Zealand, we have one that says your father was a thief. He stole the car tires off my ute and he put them around your waist. But it's different. Did he tell you that he has gold? Well, I don't want to. We've got pictures of Steve's gold mine that he was using in his marketing. And we used AI and tracked that it was actually a coal mine and not a gold mine. Steve doesn't know the difference between his minerals. Anyway, so this is evidence that Steve was using to tell people they have gold mines. So here we go. Yeah. Another minute to go yet. Yeah. And this was his video. I'm not going to bore you to death, but let's just hurry to the end. You can see they pick up the minerals, and there it was. Right there, it is. And I think they ran out of petrol. But what I'm getting at is that this was proof that he was mining for gold. And he said to everyone that invested, their investments were secured were gold backed, which means he's got enough gold in a safe somewhere that covers the whole project in case it fell over. So that's what he told people. But then it got more convincing, and we got more evidence that he had gold. Here it is. A minute, the guy's going to hold up a gold bar. Yep. Oh, might be this one. Here's Steve now. Now he's just walking around. He's parked his truck and he's walking around where the gold is.
Hey guys, we are waiting on the truck. That's the biggest issue right now. We're waiting on a truck by the pit, and it's storming. Like, it's been storming. Got a chance to make a video, so I'm gonna try as hard as I can to be up here whenever it comes.
Now, remember, Steve at the age of 23 raised $29,000 in a Kickstarter campaign. That was so he'd go to the Congo and hunt for live dinosaurs and dog-sized spiders. Tarantulas. I can never get that word right, but you get it. So this is just another AMA announcement to his investors, giving them peace of mind that their money is safe.
Comes in, but they're saying that we may have to go back before that happens. So my flight's in a couple of days. I'm going to see if I can push it back, get up again, and try to get everything filmed with the excavator and get everything. Kind of show the pump and everything, but we're waiting on the truck. It's a 90-kilometer trek through basically mud and goop roads. It's a 250 kilometers total, so we're just waiting on.
Oh, did you hear the thunder?
On them to get here, and we're hoping that they do get here. So it's kind of one of those situations, but that's just part of working in Africa, part of working at a mine. It's fun stuff, and but anyway, so just waiting on that, but. I cannot even believe some of the stuff that we've been able to find here. It is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'll look for some of the ore just off the top. But this stuff is incredibly high grade copper, cobalt, nickel. Now,
cobalt and nickel to me is the worst, is the new gold. So, and I've watched a documentary just recently. I'm never going to buy an electric car, even though I do have an electric scooter and other things. But how they mine for that stuff is shocking. Yeah, and it's a different story. But anyway,
I've been absolutely blown away by the numbers. It's actually been so high that I've really thought, okay, can't be that high. So I said, I'm going to grab a bunch of samples, take it to SGS, and go ahead and we'll do that whole process again, kind of like we did on the last, the other claim that we had gotten started. So it's good stuff. I'm just getting hoping the excavator can get here before we have to leave. They're getting the camp set up tonight. This is a brand new claim. Brand new.
He's got so many claims, and we've researched all of them. None of them are in his name. We do have a feeling his daddy has something to do with gold, but he certainly does not have gold-backed currency. These are other. This is and this is all relevant to what we're about to look at. But this was another video, which I might have to turn the sound off. But this was a game that they had created, and people who played it would get paid in real gold. But no one who's played it, even a guy that spent 140,000 UK pounds, has never ever received gold from playing this game, and he was the #1 player. And he used to be on Team Camp Avenger. And then when they took his gaming license away from him, he turned on us, and they bribed him. And Sultan, his name was. It was such a crack up. Have a look at this.
Another day at work and you're bored out of your mind. So you pull out your phone and decide to try a new game your friend told you about. But your boss catches you in the act and decides to give you a piece of his mind. You don't really care because you just struck gold, real gold. That's because you're playing Gold Inc., the world's largest mobile MMO that lets you mine real gold and build a real business. Prospect and find claims up to 10 million US dollars. Get your real gold delivered to your door. Build real network.
So we're just going to shut that music down for a sec so we don't have to. Silence it out later. But real gold,
manage real.
And when you won, you received real gold. But just so happened that nobody ever received real gold. So you've got Dinosaur Hunter, sworn in as the President of the United Allied States, fake actors, which we found there was a website which we've still got access to. We've got competitions that never delivered. We've got gold mines that have got no sign of gold, but it sounds like he's going for, yeah, that's right. CDX was, so it just went on, and I don't know what this one was. Let's have a listen.
I'm really at a loss for words at this point. I've been stalked, harassed, blackmailed by Sultan Qassam and Danny the Heck for an extended period of time. I live under constant threats against my life, against my family's life, my little girls. I am absolutely and totally at a point where I have got to take drastic action. What happened in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, really showed me that I have got to take, I've got to get out there and I've got to take the strongest legal action and go straight to and utilize the justice system. Essentially what happened was, like recently, was that they went and
so basically he's making false claims, and that's why my lawyers were going to use this against him. He's about to say that I went to America and bashed in his front door of his mother's house and tried harassing her. And this is his evidence.
found one of the houses that I was putting on the market through a post. It's a house that I bought last year for my mother. My mother ended up not needing it. She lives in the area that the small town that it's in. So she moved to Texas with us, and we didn't need it, so put it on the market. They found the post, and they started sharing it throughout their posse, their group, their gang, and
apparently we have a gang.
2 days later, a town that has no crime, has no burglaries, or I mean, it's probably the quietest town closest to Mayberry you could have. Somebody came up and they sledgehammered the front door, sledgehammered the knob on the door completely off.
So that's what he's alleging I did. And anybody would know that I haven't been to America. So it's a pretty tall claim that he's making, but pretty easy for my lawyers. So this was actually the affidavits. Now, this guy actually claimed to pay 300 reporters to write articles about me, but instead he managed to get 100 articles on the internet, sponsored post. So if you go to the affidavits, Ashley, you can actually read, well, you had access to this, you should have downloaded it, but these were the court documents that we had. And these are all the stories. This was me in the New York Times, not about this, but about other things. But we found he went and published all these articles about me. And look, here's the article about him, how he was hunting for dinosaurs. Worth a crack up, man. It's just, you just can't make this shit up. And then there was another guy that was exposing him. There was other court cases where he had lost and he hasn't paid the people. We've got pictures of him as the United Allied States guy. We went through here. They had Congress. They had transport ministers, employment ministers. These are the Luna One findings. This is his gold. This is his credit card. Yes, his credit card made of gold. This was the currency for his own country. This is the passports they were offering. GSX. This was the gold back stuff. You can't make this shit up. This was the house he claimed that he purchased for workers to live in. And then he did, and this is it here. This is the gold mine, which is actually a royalty-free image taken off iStock, and it's actually a coal mine. Well, you can't. Here it is here. Yeah, so these are all lies. These are the village people. He went to the villages and got people to hold up signs that they were using his payment gateway. This is him on a Learjet. We tracked the Learjet. We're good at tracking Learjets these days, aren't we, guys? So everything that you can see here is just unbelievable. And these are the court documents for the New Zealand High Court. That's the back of somebody's head. So these are all the articles that he posted. Now there's 217. Look at this. What's going on here? There's a bit of skin there. These are all the correspondence he had. So this is him. This is how stupid your husband is, Ashley. Your husband in Telegram, who had been messaging me, said that they were going to ruin me. And then everything he posted here, he went and did. So then we used his own messages against him. I mean, he's if I haven't got this all prepared for a proper YouTube thingy, but you can pause and read if you want. We've got voice messages from him that fully condemn the actions he took. So sometimes I got somebody today and suggested that we do something that isn't quite scrupulous. And I said, no, we don't need to. We don't even need to. And it was all to do with Reddit. And the people watching it will know what I mean. And they said, how about if we set up a fake blah, 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 and we do blah, blah, blah. And I said, nope, don't do that. Always, if you're going to go out after these people, always do it properly. You don't need to use these dirty tactics. Leave that to the scammers. We can do things above board all the time. And they said, oh, thank you for saying that. Yeah, okay. So, and I get it. We fight in the trenches with these guys, but we use open source intelligence. We use their own information to go after these guys. And, when you've got all this correspondence that he deleted, that we save as we go, because that's what we do. We could condemn the guy. We didn't need to cheat. But this guy, these are actually all the articles. So if you search around the internet at the moment, every now and again, you'll get somebody coming onto my YouTube channel going, oh, I've heard about you. You're involved with OneCoin and the Queen of Crypto. These are the propaganda articles that he said he was going to produce. So in here, he admits that he's doing it. He said that he's gone to 300 reporters to write articles about me. They're all sponsored articles. And the real funny thing was, it gets better, is we found the service he was using, and we wrote to these articles, the people that were behind the articles, and they said, oh, no, that's not us. That's a sponsored article. Somebody had paid to put all these arguments. Oh, that's the guy there, actually. Don't be fooled by the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Research crypto. And this guy here, Noor, actually emailed us and said, oh, no, we've been told to publish these articles by a paid sponsor, and it was him. It was absolutely wicked. So don't believe everything you read on the internet about me. And obviously, if you're half a human, just read the articles. It doesn't even sound like it's been written. Sounds like it's all AI. But do read the one about the so this photo here, a photographer flew in to take my photos for the New York Times. So this photo is actually copyrighted to the New York Times. I've used it a few times, but it's just absolutely amazing that they just helped themselves to those articles and used them to go against me. So that was, if you're ever wondering what a court case looks like, we go through them. We put them all in here. These are the people that were involved. They wrote to about 20 different government departments claiming that I was a terrorist threat to my own country. They said that I was associated to a mosque shooting where 51 people lost their lives here in Christchurch. They really tried to tarnish my reputation, and we slaughtered them. So we actually relish these guys in court. And that's what's happened with Stephen, and I should be talking to you. So don't be alarmed that you're on the persons of interest list, Ashley. If you go to the American side of it, I've got 180 Americans here at the moment. I've got Stephen, your lovely new husband, in here. He's been in here for quite a long time, and now I've got you as well. And I must say, isn't this, is that the picture I had? I must put the other picture that we had of you in there. There we go, put that in there. But that there is a lovely photo. So since we've done this article, Ashley has blocked her Instagram. So she must be getting the other guys talking about it. And she has forgot to block some of the other stuff. So that's a shame. But anyway, let's have a look. So I just want to, first of all, go through and we'll just show you. There's Ashley cutting my hair. There's Stephen walking in. Shock, horror. Let's get rid of that one. I was going to read some of this YouTube description, but I think you've got the point. So what I'm saying is if you go into the YouTube description of the video you're watching right now, you can actually find the home address of the salon where Ashley works, and you can go there and ask her if she could ask Stephen for your money back. We're going to have a look at a couple of videos that he's just done in the last 24 hours, and then we'll go through and realize he's a compulsive liar, and he's a scholar with his words. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the Roadmap 2025 video, and then AMA 7, yeah, and he's all excited. He's always excited, Steve. And then we're going to go back to my, the red flags of what he claims and how ridiculous it is. All you need to do is transcribe the text in the video, put it into AI and say, is he talking shit? Or is he making sense? And that's literally what we're going to do. So this is Ashley's now gone private, what do they call Instagram account. And you can see here she claims to be a wife, a mum of 4, hairstylist, salon owner. And then she's put the name of the salon here, which is the Betty Hair Studio, which has now gone offline. And so, and I'm sorry, Ashley, but you've made a mistake marrying that man. He is a Trojan. He is a liar, compulsive liar, and he's a scholar of words. So he wooed off your feet. But this is now set to private. But anyway, we're going to click follow, and you will get another message from me. And there we go. I've sent you a request. So feel free to add me. It would be lovely to hear from you. Right, the second thing of interest, which if you're an investigator, you might be able to help me. Now, I searched her phone number. And when I searched her phone number, up comes this Richard Crumb. Is it Crumb? Is that how you say it?
Crumb.
Yeah, Richard Crumb. And it's given me an address. And in here, it says this. And I'm just going to read this.
Richard Crumb's phone number is 1.
Oh, I don't really read the phone number. Now, this is publicly available information because I've just searched for the phone number, found the phone number on here. But it tells me that her phone number is associated to Richard Crumb, and I can't figure that out. But then when I come down here, I found that we've got Ashley Crumb, and it's a different phone number. And this is publicly available information. We use open source intelligence. So I'm wondering if this was her first name or her previously married name. So somebody cleverer than me that might be able to go back and find out what her connection is. And more importantly, we're trying to find the businesses they used to own, because we want this all for when we recover the money. We need to know all the people behind it. So there's some information you may have not heard. Also, Ashley, you haven't taken down your Facebook page yet. So we can come through here and we can see your clients, and also we can use voice recognition. I'll show you this. So I can come here and find this photo of this lady who's probably a client of yours, and it says, you're a genius at work, Ashley, right? So what I could do is I could literally right click on her face and go search image, and then I could actually probably find this lady, because she probably put this photo on her own Instagram, and I could contact her and I could say, hey, do you know about your hairdresser? And there's nothing. Isn't that lucky? There's nothing there. So I'll go back here and we'll see if we can find it. Nothing. Oh, good. But that's what people like me do when we're investigating. So here's a whole lot of before and after photos that came out right. Imagine if we found that, boy, they're similar, aren't they? Well, meaning curly hair looks the same, I presume. There you go. Here you thought you got a unique hair salon, and it's pretty much exactly the same. Don't know. But there is other things you can do. You can do things like that. And sometimes you find these posts by the words, I'm so happy, there. But this is what awesome investigations do. So not only that, we can come through here, and I haven't got a Facebook account. I think it's too dangerous. I don't like Facebook. But you can come through here, and you can see all these people, the salon. You get the idea anyway, right? So go there, do some investigation. If you've lost money to Stephen McCullah, let's see if we can get your money back through the new wife. She must be loaded. She's got her own business. I'm sure she'll help you give your money back. The other one I couldn't quite figure out, and somebody might be able to help me this. We've got this other Instagram account, and it's called
Tiffin and Melton.
Tiffin and Melton. I don't even know what this is. So I went through here, and it looked the same. And I'm looking, as you do when you're going through stuff here. And then I think I found a guy getting his hair cut. And somehow I've got my wires crossed, because I'm pretty sure that's Ashley there. She doesn't know what shampoo to use on Stephen's hair. It's going to be this one or that one, but this one or that one. But he's got no hair. He's got no backbone either. He's a coward. So there she goes. So that was her. And then I thought, oh, that's interesting. So I went through here a bit more, and I found this guy getting his hair cut, and she gave him a kiss. And I thought, what sort of salon are you running here? And then I looked at the lady, and I'm thinking, I don't even know if it's the same lady anymore. And then I went down the rabbit hole thinking, well, maybe it's her sister and they just look alike. I don't know who baby that is. But I couldn't find any photos of Stephen and you on here. But when I found this other guy and you were kissing him, I thought, that doesn't make sense. So I couldn't quite figure out the connection there. But obviously there's some connection. So I'll get to that part in a minute. I'm just trying to find it. But what I'm sort of getting at, this one here. So who's this guy here? Because there's footage. See, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure whether that lady is the same lady I'm saying is Ashley. And if so, then why is she kissing him? And then I saw them together 12 weeks ago, so it can't be. So I'm not quite sure. So I don't want to make any false claims or anything. But I'm just still trying to figure out what the connection of that guy and this girl is. I mean, it might be, like, you can't have more than one husband, can you? No, so it won't be that. I wish I could find it in a hurry. But anyway, if you want to, you'll find, I haven't got the link to this particular one, but what it seems like to me is that this is a dual, how do I say, a dual Instagram account. So I've sent that off to Ashley as well, but she hasn't blocked it. So this might not be Ashley, but I'm just being honest here that this looks like it's the same salon, and there is a picture of the same salon. So if you go to here, you can actually see a day in the salon. So is that Ashley? You guys might be. So here she is outside the salon, outline the salon. Yeah, so that's meant to help your business doing these sort of posts. I don't really realise that's a nice dress. Yeah, so we've got that. And then we've got this one, which is doing a hair. So it's a bit confusing, especially and this is definitely the inside. See, this is the studio. So I can't figure out why these are on here. And then I couldn't figure out why she's kissing this other guy. Maybe Stephen doesn't know. But wish I could find the photo of her doing this other guy's hair. But that's all disappeared now. So I'm going to get rid of that anyway. Won't go on about her too long. I'll just check to make sure I haven't got that all stuffed up. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, it looks like you've got a great business. I'm sure you built that up with blood, sweat and tears. And then you've just simply married the wrong guy because you didn't do a Google search on him beforehand. Lovely photo there, Ashley. Lovely, 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 lovely products, lovely business. But don't worry, you won't have to give it back. You just need to surely. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is it here. So this guy here, I can't understand this guy where he fits in because I thought. So this guy here, if you read the comments, it says something about this is 34 weeks ago, right? So here he is getting his hair cut, and there's one there, and she gives him a kiss, but it's only a few weeks ago, so I don't think she's remarried that quick. I can't find it, actually. I'm no good at this game. Might be her hairdressers, to be honest. Yeah, but then I went through the story trying to figure out, see, that's a lovely photo. Then I was trying to figure out, is it her hair salon? And because this lady, is this the same lady I had originally? So it's really confusing. Oh, my goodness. So I want to find the one where he's getting his haircut. Because if she gives people a kiss when they go get the haircut, I probably won't be able to go there and get my haircut, if you know what I'm saying. But where is this one? Where is this one where she cuts this guy's hair and gives him a kiss afterwards? I can't see it for looking. Got me all excited. Yeah, that's the end of it. So it must be near the start because it caught my eye. I thought, what the heck's going on there? I thought, it wasn't this wee chap. Oh, he's a cutie tootie fruity, isn't he? No. Yeah, it must be getting close to here. Must be around here somewhere. Can't be that one. Yeah, not sure really. But anyway, it might pop up. I do have a lot of tabs open, so I'll get rid of that one. If you ever do get kicked out of somebody's Instagram account, just get the Instagram handle and go search Google, and it brings up a lot of the images, which is quite handy. But as you can see now, if I go there, it won't let me go in there because it's cut me off. I've been cut off. It's just shocking. See if you watched, look, you go there and you, oh yeah, that's the one I want. And you click on it and then it says, you're not allowed. Not fair. All right, let's carry on. What have we got? So we get rid of that one. As I said, see, this is where the connection with those two Instagram accounts. So we've got the Betty, which I believe is the name of the business, and then this Tiffany Melton. And that's where the other Instagram account, which I still have access to, was something to do with Tiffany Melton. So couldn't quite figure it out, I'll be honest, but you get the idea. We've now found Stephen McCulloh's new wife, and he has separated. And if you want to go there, you can get $10 off and ask for your money. Quite a good idea. Use that coupon. So I went to the website and I found their contact us button. So I gave them the description of the video that we're doing right now, and so they can come and have a watch. And then I also found her email address, so I've emailed her a description of the video that we're doing right now. And the Betty, see, this is a different one again, but same, it's just a bit confusing. Couldn't quite get it all together, but I think you got the general idea of it. We did a lot of searching. This, if you want to, just go to my website and search for Landmark. You can actually find the court documents and the judge's notes, which actually really condemned, and you can download the PDF and read that to your heart's content. But we just went the extra mile here, and we actually went through every part of the lawsuit, minute by minute, blow by blow. Yes, I love the court cases. They try and do these scammers. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely funny. But anyway, so if you didn't know this, Steve, first of all, started in 2012, the Conga Kickstarter media blitz, where he tried to hunt for live dinosaurs and human dog-sized tarantulas. I can't even say that word. Let's have a go.
Tarantula
in the Conga. Yeah, and then 2018, there was another one. There was another game called Gold Ink, and he tried to do another Kickstarter campaign. I think it was over for $75, and people would get real gold once they played the game. That didn't. I haven't got that in here, I don't think. Oh, maybe I have. Anyway, 2018, Apollo Currency. That's the one he's been raving on about for ages. It's the big next best thing that's going to happen, but it's already out of date. 2022, the United Allied States, he started doing that one. And then we had in 2022, going back to 2020, it was GSX Status and Gold Ink. That was another thing. And then he launched Luna One. Then he tried, I think he tried to, you're doing the pre-sale. He was involved, even had a company called Hyperverse at one stage. And then he sent me a cease and desist letter, and that's where it all fell apart for him, really. Lawsuit filed. Then he lost. Court calls it a gagging writ, as they call it. And now we started up GRAPE. So, and also Fourth Star, he sold all the assets of a broken scam to a new company called Fourth Star, who's trying to grind their way to another pump and dump. So I don't know the connection there, to be honest, but we did do a whole video on those guys. And they were really upset that we didn't believe that they were genuine. And I go, how can you be genuine when you buy the assets of a scam that people have lost millions of dollars with? And I'd love to know whether Stephen's actually got any money, because I think he's a broke-ass scammer, to be honest, which is really, really hard case. So that's great. Now, what I really want to do is I just want to show you the caliber of Steve.
All right, guys.
So you get a feel for him.
This is by far one of the most exciting videos that I have ever done, especially a roadmap video. And I'll tell you why. Because most of the time, any tech company, I mean, whenever you're doing a roadmap video, you're usually talking about all the things that you've got to move from, you know, Q1 to Q2 to Q3, and you know, just you've got to explain you know, why and different things. But this video is going to be really, really exciting, because it's going to talk about all the things that we are ahead on. Yes, I said ahead on. So really, so
I'm not going to torture you guys by letting you watch him talk dribble and lies. But what I do really want to emphasize is this video that we're looking at next. This was only 5 hours ago. So I've spent 2 hours preparing this.
So we have an extremely, extremely exciting AMA today. We have got a lot to go through, a lot of questions. And don't worry if your question does not get answered this AMA. We'll definitely add it to the next one, and we'll hit every one we possibly can then too. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. Number one. So this is a great question too. So the question is, what exactly led to this relaunch? I can just boil down one thing. In fact, there was a significant portion of supply that was, it wasn't meant to be right. It was to a capital organization that was supposed to pay for it. But guess what? They didn't end up paying for it. So they basically had a huge portion of supply, and they never had to pay for it. And whenever you don't pay anything for something, you don't really care to sell it at a certain price. So that actually caused a lot of issues with maintaining that, you know, our near basically all-time high of $1,000. In my opinion, that was probably one of the biggest factors that actually going down. And you know, because it's decentralized, once we lost that, we couldn't really get back. But here's where things get really crazy, and here's why I believe, this is one of our other questions, why we can maintain a really high market cap. So there's three main elements to keeping a high market cap, and we have three of them, but we have one extra that we're working on as well. So here's the things that are needed. So you have extreme control over the supply. One of the questions here, actually, I'm answering a lot of questions in one in this single answer. But
so in short, without speeding him up, man, too much more like a dickier person. His he was telling us that GRAPE was going to launch at 100, and it's now worth 50 cents. So it's all a load of bullshit. But anyway, what we did, we listened to that video. Well, I didn't actually. I got to the point where I got now and went, oh my God, I can't listen to this guy anymore. And then we got an old transcript. We put it into ChatGPT, and you said, can you highlight the claims that he's made and the red flags of his own statements? And this is from someone who has not accomplished one thing. So best, if you're interested in, and you think that Steve really knows his shit, and you haven't listened to the history of this guy, Ashley, this is a chance for you to listen to it. Here we go.
Major red flags in Stephen McCullah's claims. 1. Blaming others for the collapse. He claims that a capital organization was given a huge supply of tokens, but never paid for them, which supposedly caused the price crash. Red flag. This is essentially admitting there was no proper escrow, vesting, or due diligence. Handing out tokens with no secured payment is reckless at best, fraudulent at worst. Plausibility, extremely low. Legitimate blockchain projects have safeguards, escrows, vesting, multi-sig contracts, to prevent this exact scenario.
Yeah, so this is his words, not mine, but he's just saying the reason why something happened was somebody was reckless. And if it was reckless, then it's his own demise, because he didn't have things set up as you should if you're running a genuine company.
Extreme control of the supply. He stresses that their key to success is controlling supply and locking tokens. Red flag. This is classic market manipulation language. Supply control does not guarantee long-term value. It artificially props up price until liquidity collapses. Plausibility, limited. Locking tokens works only temporarily, and history shows projects doing this end up with insiders dumping later.
Yeah, and that's what they do. You find out actually who owns the majority of the tokens, and often it's they're held back to the people that run the scheme, and it's just ridiculous. Like for Luna One, for example, he was claiming that he was set up as a DAO, and when he went to sue me, he sued me under Luna One as the managing director, and everyone's going, well, he's not the owner of Luna One, because he denied it, because it was set up as a DAO, a decentralized autonomous network, or something like that. But anyway, so he just contradicts himself, lies through his teeth, and it's comical.
Hype over extreme use cases. Says they are going Steve Jobs with AI. apps, and games, aiming to be the iPhone of blockchain. Red flag.
Boom.
Over the top buzzwords stacking, AI, Web3, games, decentralized internet, content creation capital, without any proof of working products, plausibility, extremely low. Building a decentralized AI content platform, plus game engine, plus blockchain, is technically monumental. No evidence he or his team can deliver at that scale.
Yeah. So it's all very well saying something, but if you've got no verifiable truth, then it's just a joke, isn't it?
4. Exchange listings. Repeatedly promises they will make every effort to get on major exchanges like Crypto.com. Red flag. Any project can apply to exchanges. Getting listed requires high liquidity, regulatory compliance, and legitimacy, all of which he lacks. Plausibility, very low. Scammy projects often use future exchange listing as bait for investors. If he had real deals lined up, he'd show mouths or confirmations.
Yeah, and that's it. There's never, ever been any proof of anything he's done, and everything gets delayed, and everything's about to be switched on, but we just need to wait for da-da-da-da, and it just goes around and around in circles. Nothing he has done, nothing, not one thing has actually ever been delivered, or as he claimed. He keeps stringing people along, and they all do the same thing, and he's a master at it. There's no doubt about it. He's a scholar with words. Ashley, that's what he does. He whispered in your ear and said, will you marry me? What he was actually trying to say, no one else will. Can you marry me? Please marry me. I'll give you a big ring.
Misleading technical comparisons. Claims GRAPE can scale to 10,000 plus transactions per second simply by adding nodes. Red flag. This is nonsense marketing math. Scaling doesn't work linearly just by adding nodes. It introduces latency, complexity, and security issues. Plausibility, almost zero. No blockchain has proven such effortless scaling in real-world conditions.
Yeah, just use the facts. You don't need to make this shit up. Just tell people you're hoping that you've got an idea that one day that it will work, but you have no idea what you're doing would be more credible than coming out with the bullshit that spews out of your mouth, Stephen.
Constant in my opinion disclaimer. He repeatedly says in my opinion, and I believe. Red flag. This sounds like legal coaching. He avoids making provable claims that could be tied to fraud charges later. It's a tell that he's already worried about liability.
Yeah, I often get advice by lawyers, and they say it's a good idea if you ever say something you're not sure of it, you just say that's just my opinion. So this is all just my opinion. And I was listening to his video, and I keep on saying, my opinion is. And then I'm thinking, hold on a minute. You've been coached on that one, so I thought I'd put that in there. Unrealistic roadmap promises. This gets better.
Unrealistic roadmap promises. Claims in Q4 2025 they will launch a mainnet with 1 second transaction speed, enable ERC20 and ERC721 token creation instantly, offer AI-generated smart contracts from plain English prompts, let users build Web3 apps and Axie-style games without coding, partner with a major MMORTS game studio. Red flag. This is an impossible wishlist. Even top-tier projects with billions in funding, Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Avalanche, don't deliver features this fast or seamlessly. Plausibility, virtually zero. It's vaporware designed to attract speculative money before a token listing.
Hey, look, guys, I'm not really a crypto junkie. I don't really understand all this stuff, but this sounds pretty convincing to me. If I'm wrong or I've made untrue statements, please highlight them in the chat room. I'd much appreciate it. AI claims, it gets better. Number 8, this was just by running over. If you ever listen to a video of Stephen, put it into AI, get the transcript transcribed into text, chuck it into AI and say, can you just highlight some of the dangers or the red flags about what he's saying?
AI claims, says they are adding AI smart contract creation, AI games, AI apps, AI dashboards. Red flag. This is classic AI hype injection. AI cannot reliably build secure smart contracts without human review. Suggesting just type in a few sentences to create financial code is reckless. Plausibility, none. No real-world team has solved this problem safely yet.
None. Not a little bit. None. Oh, so imagine this. AI, build me a smart contract that makes me $10 million a year. And AI goes away and goes, no worry, Danny. Everybody in the world would be doing that, wouldn't they? It just goes on. I mean, the guy is talking, he's spewing lies out of his mouth. Ashley, if you've married this guy out of love, I feel for you. Protect your children, protect your future, protect your family, and get away from him. This guy, you need to go to the police station and say, are you looking for Stephen McCullah? And if so, tell them where they live. You are living with a criminal. There's people that will be knocking on your door asking for their money back because of what he said. Shifting roadmap dates. Well, it gets better.
Shifting roadmap dates. Brags that they are ahead of schedule and moving 2026 deliverables into 2025. Red flag. Crypto scam projects often move deadlines forward or endlessly delay to keep hype alive. Plausibility. Very low. More likely he's overpromising to pump token value before a relaunch.
Does that sound familiar? Luna 1.
Game partner hype. Says they are partnering with a company that makes MMORTS games like Clash of Clans. Red flag. If true, this would be massive news. Yet he provides no names, contracts, or proof. Likely fabricated or vastly exaggerated. Plausibility. Extremely low. Real gaming studios avoid risky and proven blockchains.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? So these companies have got themselves all going pretty cool, and then all of a sudden they're going to move over all their tech to a brand new blockchain that has got no unproven technology. Not going to happen, Stephen, but it sounds like don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. These guys are so easy for me to go after. This guy, can you imagine getting a lawsuit from this guy saying I'm full of shit, and he still didn't provide any proof?
Focus on price, not tech. Talks more about market cap, announcements, demand, price holding, exchange listings than actual development. Red flag. This is pump and dump talk, not serious software engineering.
No, it's just pump and dump top talk. That's all he can do. He probably going to pump you up, Ashley, and then dump you after he's fleeced all your money out of the till.
Grandiose future vision. Claims GRAPE will be the iPhone of blockchain and top 20 coin. Red flag. This is typical cult leader language, promising world domination without substance. Plausibility. 0. No evidence he has the funding, dev team, or partnerships to achieve this.
Oh, look, it's so sad when you've been following this guy for probably, 3 years now. And, it's just, he's a kid. He really is a kid. It's kind of funny that he's still, he disappeared for 2 years off the internet. There's a reason for that, Ashley. I'm talking to Ashley because she married him. I didn't. Get divorced.
Likelihood of McCullah delivering on claims. Technical plausibility. Almost none. His roadmap stacks impossible goals, AI-generated smart contracts, MMO gaming partnerships, mass adoption, on unrealistic timelines. Business plausibility, very weak, no confirmed exchange listings, no verified partnerships, no working products. Legal risk, high. In my opinion, hedging suggests he's already been advised about securities fraud exposure. Historical pattern. McCullah has a history of failed launches and rebrands, Apollo, Knox, etc., which follow the same hype to collapse cycle.
Overall assessment, thanks to ChatGPT. Isn't this amazing that you can get something like this? And sometimes I turn these into blogs, but I can't be bothered on this. I've done this whole video for Ashley because I know she's been watching it.
Overall assessment. This is a classic overhyped Ponzi-style crypto relaunch. The AMA and roadmap are filled with buzzwords, impossible promises, and disclaimers, but no evidence of real development. The focus is on controlling supply and pumping price before listing, a hallmark of pump and dump schemes.
Yeah, so that's cool. So I've got, so what I want you to do is go to theheck.com and you can read all about him. And that's the truth of the matter. Look, I didn't marry him. As I said, I would divorce him if I was married to him, but I wouldn't be married to him in the first place. I'm sorry, Ashley. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but, as I said at the start of this, imagine this. You've got 4 children. You're working hard to build your own business. And you meet the man of your dreams. At least you think you do. And then one day you click on a YouTube video and you find out that your husband is actually one of the biggest crypto scammers in America. That's the reality for Ashley McCullah. Hopefully you can change your name back. The owner of the Betty Hair Studio, who just got married to Stephen McCullah, the same man behind the long list of failed schemes of Polo Blockchain, Knox Wire, and GRAPE, and a few others that I'm not going to mention in my intro. Well, it's now my close show. Each of the following have the same formula: hype, promises, changing the world, technology, manipulated supply, and then the inevitable collapse. We've got a database of victims, people that have lost money to Stephen. I've got 42 people who are happy to testify in court against him. They were the ones that were going to back me when I took this guy on who tried to sue me in the New Zealand High Court for $3.8 million. He disappeared after that, and then other people came out of the woodwork after the court case saying, he took me to court. He took me to court as well, and I got awarded the money, and he never paid. Well, he's never paid my legal fees. That's okay. The New Zealand taxpayer got lumbered with that. No offence to the New Zealand taxpayer. But good thing about New Zealand is every New Zealander is entitled to a fair court case. So as long as you don't tell lies and you do the right thing, you're basically covered in New Zealand. And that's what I've done. Look, this was just a short video really about Stephen McCullah and how he's back and he's married to Ashley and her 4 children now have him in their family. It's a disaster waiting to happen. Run, Ashley. Just get away from him. It's only going to be painful. So don't do that to yourself. What I'm going to do, though, that's why I've got that grey box underneath. Excuse me, I'm just going to tidy up something. I was wondering why there's a funny grey border around my broadcasting software, which is quite hard case. I'm going to have a little bit of fun now. So hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next video.